Let's rejoin my interview with the people behind the scenes of MTV Shuga, brought to you in partnership with AIDS 2020 Virtual. And Stephanie, you're a Staying Alive Foundation board member. You're also a former cast member of MTV Shuga. Why is it important for MTV Shuga, MTV SAF to continuously adapt, do you think?
I think for a number of reasons, but primarily because we pride ourselves in being able to tell stories that reflect young people's lives. And I think, we all know that young people's lives, whether it's technological advances, whether it's norms, whether it's trends, they're continuously changing. And so a large reason why we are as effective as we are is because we speak young people's language.
What have you seen as far as a change in HIV stigma pre doing the Alone Together? But let's talk about stigma and how MTV Shuga has helped with that.
Sure. I think that, for me personally, I think I'm so privileged to be able to be on the board because there's a lot of information that I sort of get to know. But personally, it's also a bonus that I'm an ambassador and was also a cast member. So I get a lot of direct messages on Instagram and on Facebook. And I think on a one-on-one kind of conversation with young people and how they will tell me that, wow, they first thought this, and then they watched MTV Shuga, and now they're like, oh, that was not actually that's not actually true, that was a stigma, or that was something that was informed by society and so on. So I think that I love reading those messages just on how MTV Shuga is able to change stigmas and the mindset.
Peter, how can we measure the impact of its behavior and the change that it is making?
Shuga particularly has become the gold standard, and it's been rigorously evaluated, probably more than anything else that I know. In the first place, a very extensive evaluation by the World Bank in Nigeria, a so-called randomized trial where you really observe what's going on among the audience, people who have seen it compared to others. And it showed that Shuga had, led to dramatic changes in behavior, and also in attitudes, but probably most important and also very unusual, a decline in sexually transmitted infections.
I think it's fantastic. Stephanie, what do you hope for the future of MTV Shuga?
Really, what I hope is that we will just be bigger and better, and that we will be filming in every single country, and that we will just get a lot more people to kind of support and fund and just check out what we're doing, because what we are doing is so effective, and the numbers tell us they're that effective, so it's not just about entertaining and all those kind of things, but it really is reaching the audience the way that it needs to reach audience. So really my hope is that we will just probably be the biggest form of edutainment that the world has ever seen, and I think we're pretty close.
Shuga is already spreading from Africa to a local version in India and perhaps soon throughout the world. When we return, we'll meet the cast of MTV Shuga and later, the people behind the AIDS quilt.